I originally was going to do a Q&A, and I realized one of the things that I realized was one, I don't think I'm that popular enough to where I think when I should do that, um, it's when I don't know of an efficient way to do that, mostly because like this, it's very viewer submitted. And I'm not at a point where like I'm getting such an influx of comments that I can justify compiling just this great list of comments into an entire video. Like I figured like if I got like 20, I think like 20 is a solid number. If I had like 20 comments between when I said that I would start that and now, that would have justified a video. But I didn't get like I think I got like two, and I think I just inevitably like I think I held on for it like for a day, and then I was like, it's fine. I can just very easily answer this, and then I just answered it. And I don't think I can like if I got 20, I think I would have done that video. But I figured since I didn't, I could just do an actual live video and have that be the thing. So that's what we're doing. Um, so this, like my other stream, is going to be very driven by you guys. And I suppose if this didn't go well, you won't even see this. But if you do see this and you're watching this afterwards, it's because eventually this stream got much better. You could probably skip ahead. I don't know. Or maybe it'll get great now. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows the future? You do. You know the future viewer that's watching this in the future. Um, but yeah, this is going to be very viewer submitted, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to set up my secondary phone so that I can look at chat, because for some reason, every so often, whenever I do chat on the like on my actual phone, because I'm just using my phone, and I'm screaming into my own mic, on my own phone, on my regular phone, and they have a chat feature here. You can't type into it, but you can see when it pops up, and then, but sometimes it doesn't, and I never know. And then when it does, if it pops up too consistently, what it does is it affects where it is on my screen, because then I can scroll up and down the chat. It's not a good system. I don't know. YouTube does not have a great system for playing a phone game while streaming. Because then the phone recognizes that I'm scrolling through chat and not playing the game. So then somebody will write something, and then when I go to like tap something on the screen, it'll be like, oh, you're scrolling through your chat. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to play the game. And so that's what ends up happening. So I need to use my second phone to watch my stream and see if there is chat. That's what I end up doing. Yeah, see, like Charlie and Daddy said yo yo, and I don't see that on my screen. Like sometimes if I like close out, I don't even know if you can see this. No, you can't. It's just a creator thing. I have a button that says how many people are watching. So I know that 6 people are watching, but my chat isn't refreshing on here. So I actually have to look at my secondary phone as if I'm a viewer as well. Oh, it's not game, or it's not in-game name. It's ID. It's friend ID. So that is my friend ID. I can type this in chat on my secondary account and then like pin it or something, or maybe. There you go. I have way too many YouTube accounts. There's a lot of YouTube been going on in my household. But yeah, you have to. So I don't use friend. Like, I think the friend thing is like the worst kind of, like, this is literally the only reason why anybody would ever use the friend feature. It's to play with people outside of their clan. Because I feel like if you were friends with somebody, they should probably just be in your clan, and that because then you'd get more money from playing with somebody that was in your clan. I don't know if you've ever noticed it, but when you go to your thing, I'll go with a normal map. With a clan companion, I'm getting 8,637, but with a random or a friend. So a friend is basically a random. It's just somebody specific, like right now, that you can play with. You're getting less for no reason. You're doing the exact same thing, but you're getting less because that person isn't in your clan. And so there's no real reason other than this specific reason for anybody to for this friend feature to exist. Because if you were real friends with somebody, they should probably just be in your clan. And then you could both make more money. Because it's not like you can like type something to a friend. Or you can't like, I don't feel that there would be a benefit of two separate people being in two separate clans. And you just being friends with somebody that was not in your clan already. So you can feel free to add me, but just know that every so often I just like clear this, not for any reason, but I just feel like there's no real reason to be friends with people in here, like in this regard. Did he add me? This is my ID. You just have to type in my ID when you go to search. I picked the worst time to stream apparently because my active phone, like this, my main account phone is at 21% and my other phone is at 6%. Normally I can just charge the phone that is weaker, but now I'm having to charge both, which is incredibly awkward. Midius Dogma says hello. If you don't know this about me, I never know what to respond with hello with. So hello back to you as well. When I say that this is all going to be viewer submitted, what I mean by that is I don't actually have anything to do in game. I've beaten all of my premium pass, including the 10 bonus chests. The Dragon Rift I've already completed. Like I've basically done. I have one more battle that I can do. I don't need gold. If it's not obvious already that you've been staring at this screen, I definitely don't need gold. And so playing co-op doesn't actually do anything for me. So that's why I'm suggesting anybody who wants to play co-op, because you have to play like five, or you should be playing 5 co-ops a day, because most people need gold for something, and I haven't needed gold for a very long time. Like anytime anything pops into my shop, I've already maxed out all the commons, rares, and epics. I've maxed out all the talents. it's really just upgrading legendaries at this point and upgrading clown whenever. Whenever I get 2 more shards. Actually, can I request shards? No. But I play co-op so often because of my secondary account and trying to give gold to my secondary account that I've obtained so much gold. Like, I could have stopped playing co-op a long time ago if I only had this account. I would never play co-op. Unless I got down to, like, I don't know, 500,000 gold, I would never play co-op. There's no real reason for me to. Other than it's the easiest. The only reason why I specifically play co-op is to get rid of my tokens. It's the quickest way to get rid of tokens, because winning PvP becomes impossibly difficult at a certain point in this game, and it's just not a fun experience for me. I don't know if you don't know this about me. I don't like playing co-op. Is this guy never coming back? This guy said add me, and then I gave him my ID, and then I think he never added me. Or maybe I didn't add him. No, he's just never added me. I don't know. Unless he's player 806145521. I don't think he is. Peanut is my free-to-play account, my quote-unquote free-to-play account. I've bought I can actually keep track of it because I don't buy things for that account a lot. I've bought 2 passes, and it was all in service to get a max level Demon Hunter. I'm at a 13 right now. Next month I'll be at a 14 with the Page of Secrets. I'm at 2 Page of Secrets. And free to play next month, I will be, I'm sorry, I'm at 5 Page of Secrets, and next month, without buying the pass, I will be at a 6th Page of Secrets, and that's why I did it. And then I will be at a level 14 Demon Hunter. It's not great. I was gonna do a video about that. It's like, oh, you think that, getting a max Demon Hunter is the way to go, and and then you'll start winning every game. Guess what? You will not. You need a lot of things for Max Demon Hunter to work. Oh, just to be sure, when can we start asking questions? Whenever. Please ask me questions. That's all this stream is, unless I'm... Oh, it's in the chat. Damn it. I definitely just wrote it in the chat so that I wouldn't have to stay on this page. 210 15 618. What's my ID number? Love from India. There was a lot of people from India that play Rush Royale, which is crazy to me. Obviously, a lot of people from Russia because it's a Russian-based game. But yeah, there was when I had my own clan, there was this guy whose name in game was Indian. It was just INDIAN. And I was like, obviously from India. Wouldn't that be crazy if he wasn't? Or if he wasn't even Indian, but that was like his name? Like it was just like a white guy from Detroit named Indian? Anyway. But yeah, there's apparently a lot of people from India. But yeah, you can ask me questions whenever. That's actually what this entire stream is. I feel like it's easier for people to ask me long-form questions in here as opposed to long-form questions on a video. Did he add me? No. See, like, normally my chat comes in 37? I was born in 86. Whatever the math is on that. I haven't had my birthday yet. At a certain point, you just stop keeping track. And I'm already at that point where I don't keep track anymore. He's not... Is he not doing this? Can I pin something? I can remove something. How come I can't pin a comment? How do you do that? I'm pretty sure you can pin a comment, right? Oh, is it actions? No, you can only remove a comment, which is weird. Does the rank of your equipment affect the chance to have a legendary spell like Counterspell 2? And do you know to chance to get a legend? Yeah. So I originally didn't have an answer for this, but the game has an answer for this. So there's a lot of like equipment things that I feel like most people don't know. One of those things is this little 3 dash number. And what it is a graphic number, or it's a graph. That's what that symbol is. And if you click on it, you will see, oh, I have a Forest Alliance. Okay, so this set is Forest Alliance based. I have Forest Faction on each of these things, but I don't have the full faction boost. If I were to, actually, you know what? I'll keep it like this for right now. So I have a Spear, a Hunter's Jacket, and a Growth Tile. And they all have Forest Faction, but they don't all have the Forest Faction 10% boost. When you click on this number and you look at Forest Faction, there's an 18.5 attack speed boost, 13.5% Hunter's Jacket, 50%, up to 50% what's it, Growth Tile. And then because I have triple abundance, you're getting 6% per merge rank. Which activates at 5. So you're getting 30% at merge rank 5. Units of the faction with a merge rank of 5 or higher increase their damage by 2% for each merge rank. And so 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times, or 10, 3 times is 60. Wait, what? 30. What was that number that I said? Damage increase is 6% for Forest Faction. Because you're getting 6, but it only activates... Oh, there we go. But it only activates when you have a merge rank of 5. So 6 times 5 is 30%. It's 10, 10, and 10. So when you get to... If I were to get a merge rank 5, you get 30% as a flat damage. And that's why I spec'd everything out to abundance. So that when I was running Forest Faction, when something gets to a merge rank of 5, I would automatically get 30% as a flat damage, as opposed to using Morally Grey or Battle Thrill or one of those. I think Counterspell 2 is obviously better. Counterspell is obviously better in everything. And I do have a Counterspell on my... my Master's Bow, and then with my Master's Bow, I'm getting... I know that this wasn't your question, but I think that this is also relevant as well. With my Master's Bow, because it's Forest Faction, it's a full Forest Faction set. So then when you go back to this, I'm getting 30% crit damage, 14.85% Hunter's Jacket, 55% as opposed to the 50% without the 10% boost on my Growth Tile. And then I have 4% as opposed to the 6% on my abundance, because this is obviously, I no longer have abundance. So then I'm only getting 20% as a flat damage boost once I get to 5. And that is the difference when you have a full set bonus and when you don't. But your question was the percentage at which you get legendary equipment things. And it actually tells you. So when you go to Forge, and I didn't even realize this, but yes, there is an actual difference. When you go to Forge and you go to enchantment, and then you go to enchant something and you say change enchantment, don't worry when you press this, it won't automatically change it. You have to then click this other thing which says enchantment, and that's when it'll change it. When you click this I next to the shield thing, it tells you the percent chance of what you will get, or what your percentage chance is if you were to click the button. So right here on my legendary equipment, it says I have a 2.5% chance of getting a legendary enchantment. I thought that you just you just have a 2.5% chance all the time. I was mistaken. If you go to an epic item and you say change enchantment and then you go to this, you have a 0.5% chance of changing this enchantment to a legendary enchantment. So it is actually better to get your thing to legendary, then start re-rolling. Because even though 2.5 is not great, it's definitely better than 0.5. So yeah, make sure that you're, when you want to re-roll enchantments, make sure that they're legendary first. I do have an Instagram, but I don't really want to give that out. I don't know why. I mean, like, more so, I don't know why you would want it. I think that's more my... Did this guy still not add me? Maybe he's just doing something else. He's just like, I'll do it later. It's fine. More so, I don't know why you specifically would want it. In the same way that, like, I don't know. It just seems like... It seems like if you wanted to talk to me about Rush Royale, you could talk to me about that here. If for some weird reason you're trying to ask me about my personal life, that is kind of separate from this for me. Like, I'm specifically here to talk about Rush Royale. Like, I can answer questions, like, if I don't feel like it's too personal of a question. But in terms of, like, my Instagram, which is basically about my life, like, specifically, I don't know. I don't think I'm that interesting of a person that I would entertain you on that side. If you're specifically here about, like, Rush Royale. In the same way, and I equate it to this. Like, A-Friend Gaming, he seems like a cool guy. I don't know what his name is. I don't really... I think his name is... I think I vaguely remember, like, in passing hearing that his name is Abel. Like, Abel. Don't quote me on that. But at the same time, like, I don't feel the need to know where he works or what his favorite ice cream flavor is. Like, he's there. He exists as a Rush Royale really cool content creator to me. I don't necessarily need to know if he has a girlfriend or what his parents are like or how he spent his Christmas, right? Maybe that's just me. But, like, and that's not to say that I don't think he's a cool guy. He seems like a very cool guy. But I also understand that that's also his personal life. That is not what Rush Royale is. And I don't feel like you need to know all of that. Like, I feel like the more that you know a person, and maybe this is my own, like, nihilistic way of looking at the world, but I feel like the more that you know about a person, the easier it is to find something that you dislike about them, and then you don't want to engage in their original content. The original reason for why you like that person as creator. For example, and I'll give you a very easy example. Taylor's version is my my handle that I've changed my name to. I did this a long time ago, and for the life of me, I was trying to name my secondary account Reputation TV because I'm a big Taylor Swift fan, and that's why I decided to rename my actual YouTube channel Rush Royale Taylor's version. If you, for some reason, are not a Taylor Swift fan and think she's the scum of the earth and she only makes songs about her boyfriends and she's so dumb and now she's, like, taking over my football games because they keep having to feature her in whenever she goes to Kansas City Chief football, like, and they show her too much and I want to watch football and she's not part of football, and, you know, I'm a man and I don't need no Taylor Swift in my football games. Like, if you're that kind of person, knowing that and it's very subtle. Like, I don't talk about Taylor Swift all the time on here. But, like, knowing that I like Taylor Swift might turn you off from liking my content. And I feel like the more that you theoretically know about me, yes, that could deepen our, our friendship or whatever. Even though I don't know anything about you. But I feel like the more that you know about a person, the easier it is to find something that you disagree with them, and then you're like, oh, that guy likes Taylor Swift. I hate Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is awful. I'm gonna stop watching his Rush Royale content because I don't like Taylor Swift and he does. I feel like the more information that I give you about myself, the easier it would be for you to dislike me. Not that not that I would ever say that I'm a dislikable person, but I feel like that's just human nature to eventually find something that I stand for or don't stand for, and then all of a sudden you don't want to watch my Rush Royale content. And that's my only real reasoning for just wanting to be just a Rush Royale content creator and not being like, oh, here's my Instagram and my Snapchat and my WhatsApp and my Facebook and my PayPal and my, just like all of those things. One is I don't know why you would want to, and two is I don't want to give you a reason to dislike me. But that's my long answer to do I have an Instagram? I do, but I don't think it matters. Show me your clan. So I keep changing clans, and very specifically, this clan, they need you to be a part of their Discord, and it's my one thing that I've always disliked. I've always disliked having to download a separate app just so you can be at a Discord, just so people can talk, even though there's a wonderful feature where you can talk and you can say things and you can type and everything, right? And people justify it as like, oh, well, we can share screenshots. I was like, why does that matter? What screenshot would you possibly want to share that you can't just share in game? Like if something happens to you in a game and you're like, why did I lose? You can post that game here and do that, right? People have the ability to ask me questions. I don't need to send them a screenshot. I can just answer the question. But this clan, very specifically, you need to be in their Discord. You don't need to type in their Discord, but for whatever reason, the person who runs this believes that it's a better way to communicate, which is what all people in all Discords believe, that it's a better way to communicate. And so you have to sign up you have to have a Discord, add them on Discord, and then you can be in this clan. And it's good. It's a good clan. Like we took first place, in the last, tournament. We are on stage 4 of Dragon Rifts, so it's really good. Something I've also figured out that I did not know before, but it was always sitting there. When you go into the rules, so I've always wondered how you get to Dragon Rift World 4, right? I feel like you can get to 2 in the first day. Like you can power your way through 1, beat the dragon, power your way to 2, and then like with the rest of your people in your clan, because there's 50 people in a clan, the rest of your people or all of your people attacking the dragon, you could probably beat 2 and be on the second day start Dragon Rift World 3. But I believe that you would need 2 days to kill the dragon on World 3. At which point you could beat it on day 4, but then how are people beating the dragon on day 4, right? I didn't realize, because I've never been in a good enough clan, when your clan kills a dragon in the 3rd world or beyond, in the next event, you'll start from the previous world. For example, if you kill a dragon in the 3rd world, you start your next Dragon Rift on day 2 automatically. And then when you kill the dragon on day 2, you get all the rewards from day 1 and day 2. It's amazing. And so if you beat the World 4 dragon in your next Dragon Rift, you start on Dragon 3 from the beginning. So you have 2 days to beat 3, 2 days to beat 4. It's amazing. All you have to do is just be in a good enough clan that can do it, that can like reasonably do it. And I feel like we are in a good enough clan that can reasonably do it. We're on the last day and we killed the dragon, like the third dragon, and we're on the fourth dragon. And in any clan that I've ever been on, we've never been able to do that. So yeah, big ups to this clan. At a certain point, when you become serious about this game, I feel like you just eventually have to, you just have to add Discord. You just have to install Discord and pick a clan and join Discord and join their clan. And you'll be in a much better clan than a clan that doesn't have Discord. For no reason. For no real reason. It's just the people that are willing to take that extra unnecessary step of downloading a secondary app and jumping through all these hoops, they are just more serious about this game. And again, for no specific reason. Like, I feel like you don't need to be in a Discord to be serious about this game. But people who have jumped through all those hoops, like if I told you, you have to, in order to be in my clan, I require you to video yourself running 1 mile every day. And then that's when you can be in my clan. If somebody was willing to do that and, you know, send me a video of them running a mile, they're probably pretty serious about this game. Not that running a mile changes any way you play this game, but because you're willing to do that and you're willing to jump through a hoop in order to be in my clan, for no reason, like, you're just obviously, you care more about this game than somebody who's not willing to do that. And I feel like that's what the Discord hoop is. And this is the first time I've ever done it, and I don't know, it's paying off. So I don't speak Spanish. I would definitely have to translate. I almost feel like I can translate this. Maybe I took enough years of Spanish. ¿Me puedes regalar el pase? I'm assuming, what are my thoughts on the regular pass? I guess the other problem with me understanding that that's probably what the question is, that would be, you would now be dependent on understanding English. If you didn't know how to type in English, you would now be required to understand English to understand my answer. If that is the case, if you do understand English, I can give you my quick answer. My quick answer is, I think that the pass, if that is the question, if that is the question, what are my thoughts on the regular pass? I'm assuming when you say regular pass, you mean like the 35 pass. I'm assuming, this is a lot of assumptions. I'm assuming that that's the question. I'm assuming that you mean this pass and not any other pass. And I'm assuming that by regular pass, you're saying, what do I think of this pass that ends at 35 and not the entire 75? I feel like you need to get the 75 pass. Specifically because the whole reason why you're doing this is for the page of secrets. This page of secrets at 70, I guess you get a page of secrets before that within the 35. Yeah, you get the regular one. So the page of secrets is the reason why you're buying the pass in the first place. If you're free to play, you get 1 ticket. If you buy the regular pass, you get 2 tickets. But if you buy the full pass, you get 3 tickets. And so that's the difference of being able to free upgrade any unit once every 6 months, once every 3 months, or once every 2 months. I suppose the difference between 3 months and 2 months isn't that different. So if you can't afford the full pass, if that is too much of a money commitment per month for you, than buying the regular pass just to get this page of secrets, and then to get the free page of secrets at 70, should be your goal, because 2 is definitely better than 1 per month. The difference between 1 and 2 per month is crazy. The difference of getting like 2 a year, between or as opposed to 4 a year is giant. Yeah, so I guess it's fine. It's really just up to you. It's just a money commitment. And again, these are all assumptions based on the question between what I believe is to be the question. But yeah. What are we doing? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're waiting for that one guy to add me, and he still hasn't. Or anybody else, really. I can't pin a comment, which is kind of annoying. I don't think I have a button to pin a comment, or else I would pin the, or else I would pin a comment to the top. Maybe if I like, because I can't type in chat. Can I like, I don't think I could type in my own chat either. I don't know. I don't know how this works. Who knows how this works? Nobody knows how this works. Anyway, it seems sus. Don't worry. It's okay. I understand that those are for 2 separate things, but I have no idea. I'm assuming that's because you asked me for my Instagram. Another question, if you don't mind. Because of its popularity, do you think the mage robe will be nerfed? That's the normal thing that they would do. And I used to play a different game, and I don't remember which one, but it was a game where they were constantly like balancing units. And somebody praised the game at some certain point for, instead of nerfing good things, they buffed bad things. Because nerfing good things makes you feel bad about investing in those good things, when something, as opposed to somebody deciding to buff a bad thing, then somebody who invested in that bad thing can then play with people who invested in a good thing. And that balances, right? Nerfing things and saying, oh, this unit that's way too good, it's now a little bit worse. But it's still the best, right? That's not really balancing anything, because it's still the best. It's just worse than what it was before. Whenever they say like they nerf Inquisitor, right? It's not that Inquisitor is bad now. They've nerfed it a lot of times. And it's just that when it was nerfed, it was overly powered, and now it's a little bit weaker, but it's still the best. I mean, like, Inquisitor isn't as good as it used to be, right? But it's still pretty good. Like, it's still reasonably good. If they instead chose to buff other things, then the people that invested in those other things could be as good as the things that are also very good, right? When they nerfed Inquisitor, it's not that it's terrible now. It's just not as great. And those things that sucked still suck. So it doesn't really do anything for balancing. I feel like they will probably nerf Mage Robe, but like, what does that even mean? Like changing the values, like making the max value a little bit weaker. So like right now, I have a Mage Robe that affects 14%. Maybe in like a nerf, that now affects 12% at this exact rarity and this exact ranking. Like, yeah, that's a nerf, but you're still going to use it, right? And so yes, I do feel like they will nerf it, but I also feel like that won't detract people from picking something else because that other thing that they didn't buff is still worse, right? I think that's what would happen. Um how old am I? Somebody just asked that. And I want to say 37. Um I was born in 1986 and I haven't had my birthday. Go. Go please. Go please. Go where? I think they mean like go play. Go play a game. Um and this is all submitted by you. Like if you want to like I don't actually have anything to do. This is more of a question stream than anything else. Or if somebody wants to co-op, but the one person that said that they wanted to co-op and then I gave them my ID, they just disappeared. I have no idea where they are. But yeah, this is a very user submitted stream. I don't actively have anything to do. I'm at 6225 and I don't really the only other chest that I care about is the 6951 and I don't really want to do that. I will just continue to hate this game more and more if I play PvP. I don't have like a maxed out everything and I feel like that is kind of what you need in order to play into like 6925 6950 in order to get to that trophy. Or I've gotten to this chest twice in my existence playing this game and I don't know, like I did not invest in the correct cards in order to be able to do that. I win based on my crit percentage alone. You're stuck on 12 co-op. What's your crit percentage? If you're stuck, or if you're stuck because you can't beat it, but you have 2,000 crit, and you should be at level 13, but you can't beat 12, I can just carry you to 13. You don't actually have to do anything. I mean, you can if you want, if you're bored. But this is my ID. It's 210 15 618. If you want to add me, again, like you don't have to do anything. But if you're at 2,000 crit and you should be at level 13, I can just carry you to 13, and then you'll always be able to play 13. Or not. Whichever. Yep. Is this the person? There's no way this is the person. There's no possible way Rushville 619 is Huge Barber and is saying that level 13 or level 12 co-op is so hard. This dude is a level 14 Genie. There's no possible way this is the same person. Oh, got it. Okay. Completely separate person. Not even the same person from earlier. This is Burned a Tree. You are not stuck on floor 12. Do I think that Cultist will have a buff? No. I think Cultist is incredibly broken. I think Cultist does so much damage that I wish I invested more into Cultist. You know, there was a time when Cultist and Blade Dancer got talents together that I still thought Blade Dancer was better, and Cultist is so much better. Burned a tree. Did you want? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even add you. I'm like staring at this screen. Did you need gold to co-op? Did you like? Do you have a specific reason? Like, do you need gold? Do you think the developers will try to break the Portal Mage Meteor percentage deck? I do think that they are. I do think that they know that is a thing. A Friend Gaming posted a thing about how they're changing. How they're changing the monsters. So, for instance, when they added armored monsters, once you got to like double bosses, and then you go into armored monsters, and how that made that much harder for decks that weren't strong to pass that. And then in every subsequent like wave, the armored gets stronger and stronger and stronger. I feel like they're gonna do something like that to bosses. Maybe there'll be armored bosses. Or maybe somebody said that they might add in the thing that they have in Dragon Rift, which are mini tribunals and mini bedlams. I only have 1700 crit, unfortunately, which means you should be playing. Co-op all the time. You should be playing 5 co-ops every single day. There's a lot going on now. So back to my Portal Mage thing. Somebody said that they might be adding the mini bedlams and mini tribunals and mini puppeteers from Dragon Rift. If you don't know what those are, when you go to knowledge base, it's somewhere in here. Dragon Rift. No. The tabs up top. Evil things, mini bosses. There's a mini tamer, a mini gorgon, a mini tribunal, a mini bedlam, a mini warlock, a mini puppeteer. All of those, they said that they might be adding that to regular PvP at a certain wave. And so those have the ability to do mini versions of like a mini version of the tribunal. When he appears, he selects a quarter of your units on the battlefield and reduces their merge rank by 1. Units with merge rank 1 are destroyed. Stunning will not interrupt abilities. So they might add these into regular PvP at high level, and that will definitely affect those decks. That'll affect all the decks, but I mean, it'll also affect those decks. I don't need gold at the moment. I don't need gold, but I wanted to look at your decks and equipment. I'm stuck around 6,200, 6,300, and it's incredibly difficult to go any higher. I've maxed out all my commons, rares, and epics. Legendaries, I was using Blade Dancer forever. I recently just got Spirit Master, and it's really good, but you also need a lot of things. You need like a max witch, and I have a level 10 witch. Like even getting a level 11 witch, so that it gets the unstable magic will make it much better. But it's also about crit percentage as well. I have 4368 crit percentage. I've spec'd out all of my equipment to Forest Faction because I do like Forest Faction. This is my equipment. These are my heroes. These are my equipments. I've actually like disassembled everything that I don't care about, which is literally everything. These are pretty much all the equipments that I feel like I'll ever need. I don't feel like going through the process of trying to get a technogenic spear, or I have that, a magic faction spear, a light spear, it's so much work. And it's hard enough even just to max these out that I don't want to like re-roll and try to max out something that I don't even currently have. That's a whole thing. I'm also gonna get rid of this. This is how much it bothers me. I already want to just get rid of this. Because I'd rather use all of that to max this out as opposed to trying to re-roll other things. I'm very proud of my collection of equipment here. But yeah, Rushville 619, add me because you should definitely play 5 co-ops a day because you should definitely be at 2,000. That should be your goal as a Rush Royale player. At the very least, get to 2,000 crit so that you can, at the very least, play 13 and get the maximum amount of gold for your troubles of sitting through co-op. Max Witch. Max Witch is better in every deck. It's one of the best supports. Max Enchant Sword. I was going to make a video about that too. I think Enchant Sword is really good at 13 because of the... I was going to say Elegant Parry. What is that thing called? The splash effect. I have a Max Sword because it was back when it was broken. Eternal Gaze. I think that Enchant Sword is really good at 13, but if I had a regret of what I took to 15, it would be my Enchant Sword. I think it's better at 15, obviously, because everything's better at 15, but I don't think you'll notice a difference from 13 to 15. It's just better because it says it's better. I think when the difference between 11 and 13 is huge. I think that getting Eternal Gaze on this is big. But I think that you will benefit far greater from having a Max Witch in every deck than you will having a Max Sword. Because you will run Max Witch in every deck. Max Witch is what pushes so many of the high-end decks. Gift of the Raven just stacks so high and gives so much base damage to every unit. Unstable Magic allows you to get into the, when every monster is like 1,000,000 health and you're insta-killing Witch, or you're insta-killing monsters with Witch because of Unstable Magic. Circle of Curses just automatically gets rid of one of their tiles, which could be an important tile that they're using, like a growth tile or a J tile. And if you take away one of their tiles, that's huge. And you're doing that for nothing. You're just by your Witch existing. Witchfire isn't really the reason that you're getting it to level 15. It's so that your Gift of the Raven gets better. And that's why, and then you will be getting that much more damage to all of your base to all of your units. And so I think that, my friend code. I really wish I could, it's there. I just can't, there you go. It's in this chat. I just can't pin the comment. I don't know how to pin comments. People keep saying go. You're saying go where? Go. Oh, wait. I can't. No, never mind. I was like, I can. How important is getting a legendary Amulet of Growth, like over a magic amulet, for example? Amulet of Growth is the best amulet. The difference between a magic amulet and an Amulet of Growth, it's much harder to run in a deck. But the boost that you will get from an Amulet of Growth at max is so much higher than a magic amulet. So my magic amulet is a level 6. I am getting 23% on for my Spirit Master. This is with a plus 10% as well. I'm getting a flat boost of 23%. With my Amulet of Growth, that is a 10. I can go up to plus 55%. And this gets better. So you can run Magic Amulet and just be done with it, right? Or you could merge onto a growth tile, and all of those tiles could be at 55%. And if you're playing a mirror match and you're playing Magic Amulet, right? And they're playing Amulet of Growth, and you're doing the exact same thing, they're getting 25% more attack power for all of their tiles as opposed to you for almost no reason. Like just because they worked harder and they had an Amulet of Growth. Tell us about your. Why are they spamming this? Tell us about your team performance. I'm very close to blocking this person. My team performance has been great. I don't know why they're spamming this. Does Gift of the Raven boost work like Fairy of Rage? It works way better than Fairy of Rage. So Fairy of Rage gives you a boost of 50%. Gift of the Raven, or I'm sorry. Yeah, the witch gift. The damage increase is 42 plus or 42%. There's a part of me that think okay, so do I have to instead of every merge buffs nearby units for 10% of the damage increase effect. So the damage increase is 42%, but it's 10% of that. So it's 4%. So at my current level, which is a 10, which is the worst, it's 4% per stack, and it goes up to 30 times, which is 120%. Which at max level, at max is, this is a lot of math, is 42 plus 30%, and it's 10% of that per stack. There's a lot of math going on right now. I will do all of this math as soon as I find my math calculator. There it is. 42 plus 30 is 72%. Let's assume that it's 70. So 10% of that is obviously 7. It's 7% per stack times 30. You're getting 210%. If you have your witch, on, or if you've merged 30 witches, if you have 30 witch merges, and you have it at max, you are getting this doesn't, okay, no. You are getting 210%, just for having witch on the field. And that witch doesn't even need to be higher than a level 1, because it's not like Night Statue, where Night Statue gets better when you have higher merge ranks. All you have to do is merge witches. And as soon as you do 30 merges at level 15, you're getting plus 210% for a damage for whatever your unit is. So they're doing 210% more damage than whatever they would have been doing originally. And again, you have an insta-killer, and you're getting rid of a tile that they're using, which is so good. It's remarkably amazing. And the fact that it's universal is what makes it so good, and one of the best support units. How did nobody add me? I'm never going to play co-op. 10 out of 10 team performance. It's true. It's true. Anyway, it works like a night statue in terms of your DPS unit needing to be near it. Yeah, you run it in the center. But the fact that you need to merge them, but after you merge all of them, all you need is a level 1. All you need is a level 1, and then you're done. Like, you can have a level 1 near all of your level 7 whatevers, and you're getting that 200, or like if you have it at max, you're getting your 210% bonus just for it existing on the field, which makes it much easier to summon in as well. Because like if you lose a knight statue with like 1,000,000 stacks on it, you die. With a witch, all you just need to do is summon in another one. and you will obtain all of the bonuses that you've been working the entire game for. Which is why when you see people like max players use it, they don't care about necessarily where their witch is, or if it's at high level. All they need to do is get it to level 3. And any level higher than that just gives it faster attack speed for the insta-kill. So it is important to level it up. And you're not going to like cry over it being leveled up, because if anything, somebody did a deck where it was witch DPS, and it was a level it was witches next to a grindstone. It was hilarious. So the grindstone is giving you regular damage, and witch has such a high attack speed at like level 7, and it has insta kill capacity because of the insta kill, and it was doing a lot. It was pretty crazy. And then like the witch is also giving like the grindstone attack damage as well, like bonus to the attack damage. It was a very funny deck. Luis, what is this? Luis Jesus Garcia de la Cruz. That is a lot of names. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, please tell me that is your full name. Like, that you don't also have, like, a last name. Like, I get how that would be an entire, like, name. Okay. That's a lot of names. I thought my double middle name was crazy. That's like 6 names. Garcia de la Cruz. Garcia de la Cruz is your last name? I bet Scantrons were a nightmare. I don't even know if you used to do that, but like when you had to fill in your name with all the bubbles, and it was like one letter and one letter and one letter and one letter. You had to keep filling in bubbles. That must have been a nightmare. Oh, you definitely need to be in a clan. Was that for Witch? Was that the whole question? Can Max Witch boost a Cultist better than an Enchant Sword? Oh, that was the question. No, just use Enchant Sword. Just kidding. I didn't realize that Cultist was part of your question. I probably even read it. Yeah, don't do that. Never mind. Don't do that. No, Witch works in a lot of decks. It doesn't work in every deck. And in most cases, it's much better than upgrading Enchant Sword. If you're specifically trying to main Cultist, that's not a part of that deck. It doesn't work because the thing that you're trying to boost is the middle Cultist, not the things around it necessarily, and that's too much work. Just use Enchant Sword. Wow, I went into an entire dissertation about how great Witch is, and it didn't even matter. So yes, Enchant Sword is much better. And also use Great Ritual. If you have a level 5 Mermaid, use Great Ritual instead of the Cleanse one. Cleansing Sacrifice. I feel like Mermaid level 5 or above and maybe counter spells are enough for that as and then you can use the Great Ritual and always have space. I think having space and always being able to sacrifice your field in order to get more cultists and get more, in this case, enchant swords is much better than cleansing. Also, use crit bow. Thanks, small shamer. Crit bow is actually much better in a cultist deck than anything else. Because the level 15 ability, it takes damage value, your cultist damage value, and crit bow, because it adds to your max damage, it actually accounts for all of that damage. Max damage, as opposed to the chance to do that. Because your max damage is now bigger because of crit bow, it's theoretically bigger. It accounts for that value. So use crit bow. Anyway. Luis, did you want to co-op? I can give you a free co-op. I mean, if you have the time, like, I can give you 5 free co-op. I'm really just playing co-op so that my screen will not be boring. And then 60%. Perfect. I can switch. There we go. I can not have my other phone be at 5%. You can just send me whatever your highest is, and I can just beat it. You don't even need to do anything. I can honestly just beat it by myself. You can do something if you want. It'll make it quicker. But yeah, there we go. I mean, I don't need to, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Do set effects only increase the effectiveness by 10% for that specific faction? Yes. That's specifically why that's specifically why you're speccing your equipment to one specific faction. It's giving you a bonus specifically for that your main faction. The top number, the top whatever the set bonus is, that gets a 10%. What do I do here? Let's do that. That. I'm going to focus on this game for 1 second. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to focus too hard on this game. Yeah. What am I at? 4? I'm just going to do it. Yeah, that's fine. Should I do that? I don't think I should do that. I'm going to do it. No! I have enough dryads. My fear in doing that was that I wouldn't have, I would have to use up all my dryads to get rid of it, but I have enough dryads that I don't care. I'm actually just going to wait here for a second. I am not getting lucky here. Am I going to die? I mean, I'm not going to die, but I might die. We might lose. We're not going to lose. It'll be fine. I'm pretty new to the game, so your explanations are pretty valuable. Thank you. That does help. 2. Nope. I guess I do that. This is not great. This is not my best work. That opening tribunal was rough too. I'm going to do that. That's fine. Oh, I guess I could... There we go. There's a lot of nuance to this game that I think a lot of people don't take into account. And there's a lot of things where people think that they can just, like, make a deck and it's just automatically good because it's something that everybody has or something. And it's like, some YouTuber will say, like, oh, this is the best deck. So they'll make that deck. And then try to play it, and it's not good. And then they'll be like, why isn't this good? It's supposed to be the best deck. And I think that there's a lot of secret things in this game for reasons for why maybe that deck isn't the best deck. Or at your level and with your cards, why it's not the best, why it's not doing as well as people who have a max version of that same deck. I currently have a level 13 Demon Hunter on my my secondary account, and it is not doing well. I wanted to make a video about it as well. It's not doing well. And with the knowledge that Demon Hunter is one of the best cards in this game, it is maddening to me that I have a level 13 and it's not great. But that's what has the ability to happen. It's like, if you don't have max witch, if you don't have max dryad, like, that's what's going to happen. Some cards aren't good if you don't have other max things as well. So you see a deck, you see like a Riding Hood deck. I see it all the time in, like, when I was playing Royal Trials. I saw it all the time. People building like a Riding Hood deck and then it just immediately dying before the first boss. Because people know that Riding Hood is such a great card and it's doing hundreds of billions of damage. And they're like, oh, I'll just build that deck and play it and I'll be fine. And then I'm like, no, not in this format. It's not. But it's things like that people don't take into account. Where you can feel like you know a lot about this game. And there's so many secret things in this game. I need to make myself a 3. I'm going to make that one a 3 so that I can eventually move this somewhere else. Like, just to move this out of the way, there's a part of me that wants to upgrade that, and then 2, and then 3, right? I'm not playing this to be the most efficient. I'm playing this so that I don't need to look at this screen anymore. I'm just trying to get, like, a Blade Dancer to a reasonably high, like, level 3 area, and then I'll beat this level. You know what? I'm going to do this. That was pretty good. I just need to move this out of the way. So I'm going to do that, and do that. And do that, and that, and that, and that. And that'll move that one out of the way. Crit influences a lot too. It influences everything. It is everything. Your crit percentage, or your crit damage. Is that what it is? Max your crit. It's not crit chance. Your crit damage is incredibly influential in this game. What do I do here? 3, 3, 3, 3. Move. I'm going to go here. Hope that this is a Blade Dancer, and then I'll be done. Blade Dancer. Blade Dancer enough. Let's go. And we're done. Okay. I can stop looking at this game. I basically don't need to do anything else for the rest of this game. Yeah, but your crit damage is incredibly high priority in this game. That is directly linked to how much damage you can deal within this game. I guess I'll use this time to... It's the thumbnail. I'm getting all the Swifties. It's the thumbnail. They're like, oh my god, is Taylor Swift running a Rush Royale podcast? A Rush Royale stream? It's funny how nobody has ever asked me why Peanut Gaming. That's never been a question. It's always like, what's your Instagram? What's your personal information? Not like a very simple question, like why Peanut Gaming? And ironically, I will answer that, and it's a much more personal question than what's your Instagram? But I did feel the need to change it, and so that is the reason for the change. And then I can do fun thumbnails that apparently drive viewers, according to Small Shamer. I've been getting a lot more viewers for my lives. I don't know if you've noticed that, but like my last one had like 1.6K. like what even is that? Like I was like, I know that a lot of people were watching it as I was doing it, because I would have like 24 people and then 10 people and then 13 people. And it kept fluctuating, and it didn't occur to me that those could also be different people. Like maybe like 8 people left, but now 12 different people joined. It was insane. But yeah, maybe my big break is coming. Maybe everybody's like, you should really be a Rush Royale content creator. I prefer to play Cultist because... oh, here we go. I'll mute this sound here. I prefer to play Cultist because I like playing it. The relationship between the Cultist and mana generation is so cool, and I have the 10% with my equipment for the Darkness faction. You might have the 10% bonus, but what is your equipment? And if you do like playing Cultist, Small Shamer, that is currently in my chat and always in my comments... is the CEO of Cultist Playing, because that is also what he mains. And so if you have any questions like about optimal Cultist playing, he would be the person to ask. Because that man is in one of like the top clans, and he is maining Cultist and just beating giant quantities of people. How long have I played? I want to say at least 3 or 4 years. You can backtrace my first video, and I don't think it was that much beyond that. Maybe like a year before whenever I uploaded my first video. I don't think I was... because when I uploaded my first video, I wasn't new. But it was very early on in my career of playing this game. Aleppo is Cultist CEO. I'm second best. But yeah, I've been playing this game for a while. I used to follow all of the main Rush Royale content creators. Or the YouTube ones. There's a giant quantity of Twitch ones that I never even... I'm not a Twitch person. And so I never like... I was never on that side of things. And there's a lot of like foreign Twitch Rush Royale content creators. People that speak like Russian. People that speak other languages that are not English. And I find that people that stream on Twitch, I forget what the dude's name was. I think it was Spirit Master Guy. Small Shamer can fact check me on that. Who's Spirit Master Guy? The guy that like specifically Carl Granis. I think it's Carl Granis. But I was watching his stream, and he had like a face cam on, or he had like a full body camera on, and it was him on his couch, and he didn't say like one word for like 20-30 minutes. Like he was just casually playing. It was almost as if though he didn't realize he was streaming, and that's just his streaming style. Like you saw like his gameplay, and you saw him actively playing the game, but like he wasn't saying anything. And then when he did start talking, I believe it was in some other language, if it's the same guy I'm thinking of. Oh, it's ketamine. Ketamine, that's who it is. Yeah, the couch guy. The couch guy is ketamine. Yeah, like he didn't say anything, and then I think when he was talking, I think he didn't speak English, and so it was very easy for me to like just understand that he's very good at this game, because that's why we all know his name. Like when you look at the top like list, he's very good at this game. But like, I don't know why he streams. Like if you don't interact with your audience, if that is not your goal, for like your streaming, what are you doing? Like you're just allowing people to watch you play. I don't know. That's just not my thing. Oh, maybe he does speak English. Maybe I just didn't watch it long enough to where he started speaking. I don't know. That could be it too. I just know that like it was very strange to just watch somebody play the game but not talk at all. I watched like a large quantity of it. And he just didn't say anything. And like my entire and I mean like if it works, like it works. Like I get it. Like but like for me, I specifically, the only reason why I have built a YouTube channel was one, not to become like, to be paid for this, which is why I've never even looked into it. I've never looked into how can people tip me or something. It wasn't so that I could become a content creator for Rush Royale. It was specifically so that I could help people, because I like, I felt like I had enough knowledge about this game and a good enough amount of cards to where I felt like I could do a reasonable amount of content with the cards that I had. And I could create videos, and I could use my knowledge about over studying this game and the mechanics in order to help people who might not. Like I'm not going to be able to help people who are in, you know, like the 7,000s, you know, like the 7,000 trophies, 6,500, you know, trophies. My channel is not designed for them. Like I have no information when you go into those kinds of levels of micromanaging, or micro, what do I call it? Micro upgrading? Mid-maxing. That's what it's called. Mid-maxing decks. I don't have a lot of information about mid-maxing decks. But what I do have is the knowledge of the in-between game. Like somebody who's a little bit better than a new person, like somebody who's at, you know, 4,000 trophies. Somebody that's in the realm of 4,000 trophies and wherever I am, 6225, like 6225. Like this is this mid-game area, like trying to push into like 6950. If you're anywhere beyond this, I don't have information for you. You know way more about this game than I do. But I felt like there's a large quantity of people that are within this area that I could display like my knowledge, and try to help those people out. I could be like, oh yeah, I remember paying for this thing and I thought it was good. Don't do this, do this instead. But yeah, anyway. Is there really good at this game? It's just hardcore caching. There is really good at this game. And the biggest misconception is that this game is pay to play or pay to win. It's pay to play better people. The game is not pay to win. It's pay to play better people. And this is a quote from A Friend Gaming that I will live by. And I will always bring up anytime anybody thinks that, oh, this game is just about greedy developers wanting more money from you. Because it's not. And if that were the case, then that would mean that the only good cards are Genie and Riding Hood. And yes, there is a case that Riding Hood and Genie are both very good cards. But there's also other good cards, like Demon Hunter, like Inquisitor, like Cultist, that have the ability to put you into that realm of like amazing decks. Because when you're beating that amount of other decks, when you're beating every other deck, you're beating out, if I go into legendaries, Monk is another very good deck. When you can beat like Banshee is another good deck. And again, and Banshee isn't a pay to win card, right? Because a pay to win card is a Riding Hood. It's, event cards that are only specific for an event, until they get dropped into legendaries, or like Riding Hood is now a regular legendary. Sea Dog is an event unit that is specifically only for events, right? Genie, you could only get through that event until they eventually make it a regular legendary. But like, in saying that this is a pay-to-win game, that would suggest that you think that if you had a max Genie and a max Zeus and a max Dryad and a max Summoner, that you would win every game. And that's simply not true. Because now you are playing those people. You're playing 5,000 crit people. You're playing just like these very, very like insane high level people. And so this game is not a, what was the term? Caching? Hardcore caching game. This game is not a hardcore caching game because the more money that you sink into this to get yourself to that stage faster, like if you wanted a Zeus right now, you could have a Zeus right now. And if you wanted like a level 20 Zeus, you could pay, I don't know, $10,000, get your level 20 Zeus. What's going on here? You could get your like level 20 Zeus right now. But if you do that, yes, you will beat the people that you are currently around right now, but you'll get to a point where you don't beat everybody because now everybody else has a level 20 Zeus. Everybody else has max things. Everybody else has all of that stuff. And so it's not pay to win, it's pay to play better people. Like when you just had a trainer, a pay to win person is a person who had a max trainer, right? And then when you had a max trainer, a pay to win person is somebody who had a max J. And then when you get a max J, a pay to win person is somebody who has a max gadget. And then when you get a max gadget, somebody who has a max Zeus, right? There's the escalation is you can always think that this game is always pay to win, and it's simply not. It's just pay to play better people. I don't know what to tell you because I started this game and it worked. It's possible that Luis was trying to request a game at the same time that you were. Maybe. I don't know. And if that's the case, I can, if you're as long as you have the time, I definitely have the time, and I'll be here as after this game as well. So don't you worry. I don't know why I'm yelling. It's so that I can strain my voice. I have no reason to yell, and I'm just like getting fired up over somebody calling this game pay to win. It's my biggest pet peeve about this game. It's people that think that this game is pay to win, and that if I put money into this game, I'll just win all the time. And it's just simply not true. From experience, I'm telling you right now, it is not true. You will just play, because I said the same thing about Gadget a long time ago. I was like, oh, if I had Gadget, like, I'd win every match. Because that was back when Gadget was the best hero. And now I have, like, a level 18 Gadget, and it's, like, it's not great. It's not a level 20 Zeus. It's not a level 20 Necromancer. Oh, I'll win if I have a max Blade Dancer. It's like, I have a max Blade Dancer deck, and it's probably one of the worst legendaries. You could have max things, and you could still lose. Suggesting that this game is pay to win means that you think that if you had max everything, that you'd always win, and you won't. You'll just be playing much, much harder people. This game is very equivalent in that way. Oh god, can I use that? I can't even use it. Can I stop playing here? I feel like I want a couple more levels here. I don't think I can just stop here. Like 2s and 3s. I usually play to like round 20. I'm going to catch up on comments. I just wanted to set this up for a second. Instead of upgrading your Scrapper with a Dryad, always merge first. Because the worst feeling is when you do that, and then you merge one, and then it becomes a level 2 anyway. Then you just wasted a Dryad. I'm going to copy this and then do that. And 3. Is he running Blessing? Interesting. Oh wow, I am very far behind. Okay, here we go. I'm almost done. Blade Dancer. Nope. Let's go here. Let's go back here. Ooh, perfect. I'll take that. Bloop. Bloop. I just want one Blade Dancer, man. It's kind of a Blade Dancer, but not. Actually, if I summon in another Blade Dancer, I can get it. Oh, there we go. We did it. We did it. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it here. Normally, I would merge these out and then eat it, but I'm going to save it in the case that we get screwed over. I don't know. I'm trying to, like, figure out where... because there was a chat with Small Shamer in this chat. Within the chat. Do you have experience? That's what it was. Do you have experience with Genie or any tips for Genie decks? I should be able to max mine when I get 3 more pages. How do you have a max Genie, but you don't have... But you need tips for playing Genie decks? A Genie deck? How did you max a Genie? I think that would be my first question. I feel like if you have a max, I have a level 9 Genie. I don't play Genie at all. If you have a max Genie, I'm assuming you play it every single game. And if anything, you have more tips for playing Genie than I do, because I don't even know the other talents. I mean, I know them, but I mean, I've never played with them. And I feel like that's a big part of playing a deck. Oh, by the way, Luis, this is why you do not play Portal Keeper. This is why you do not play Portal Keeper and you play Summoner instead. There is no reason to play Portal Keeper. Summoner with Enhanced Summoning would do exactly what you just did with your Portal Keepers, but all of your wacky levels of Portal Keepers could be Enhanced Summoning away. Don't play Portal Keeper with that deck. Just play Summoner. I'm assuming if you have a level 9 Summoner, just play a level 9 Summoner. You won't get as stuck as you are right now. But yeah, like if you have an almost max Genie, you have more play with Genie than I do. You have more tips than I do. You know, do you want to know my knowledge of Genie? I didn't even know how it worked. I didn't even know how you get wishes. I thought that you could have 2 next to each other and 1 below, and that a third Genie is touching, so it should give you a wish, and it doesn't, because it's only it's only columns, verticals, and diagonals. It's not weird S shapes. That's my knowledge of Genie. But yeah, no. Care to show how much you've invested? I don't know. That's an honest answer. I don't know how much I've invested into this game. In the same way that if I asked you how much money in gas that you have put in your car since you've had your car, like you don't have a record of that. But neither do you ever think to yourself, oh, this is a bad investment, I'm going to stop, driving, right? That's just a natural thing that, like whenever you put gas in your car, like you're just like, oh, here's $20, like per week or however much you need it. Oh, I drove a lot this week. I'm going to put $30 in my tank. Oh, I didn't drive a lot this week. I'm going to put $20 into my tank, right? And that's not something that you keep track of, nor is it a bad investment to you. Like you never say to yourself, oh, instead of driving, I'm going to walk instead because that's cheaper. It is cheaper, but you never think about it like that because you're like, what's $20, right? That's kind of how I feel about this game. Whenever I put money into this game, it never feels like a lot. I've probably have put in thousands of dollars into this game. I know I have. But at the same time, if you added all of the times you've ever put gas into your car, what would that add up to? Could you justify that expense? Could you say because if you didn't do that and you saved money by walking instead, could you do that? because I feel like people, whenever they ask that question, and they're like, "Oh, a mobile game? That's so useless." Like, like, how much did you spend? Oh, that definitely makes it pay to win. Um, but I mean, like, $10 here, $10 here. The most I've ever spent, um, is in one purchase is either the $50 that I spent for gems one time when I really wanted to max out. I'm sorry, max out. When I wanted to level 5 a mermaid, when it changed, and it became better and it became the best thing. I really wanted to buy gems in order to, because I knew mermaid was going to come around in the shop, and I had enough or enough tokens, epic tokens, to do that whole thing. I really wanted to utilize that, and I spent like I bought a $50 gem pack, because in the shop they give you like double gems for your first purchases, of each of the different packs of gems, and the $50 one I had never done before. And so I did that for two reasons. One, so that I could get a level 5 mermaid, pretty much immediately. And then two, so that I could get the enchant sword emoji from Heroes Tavern. Because if you didn't understand, Heroes Tavern is very specifically how much money you spend in this game. The only way to obtain, to finish the Hero Tavern pass is to spend money in this game. You can't just do challenges every day. You can't just efficiently do challenges. You could do all the challenges, and it still wouldn't get you past. You still wouldn't reach the top of the pass. And one of the top prizes is an avatar, like a profile avatar, that moves, that does something. And I really liked Enchant Sword. I really like how they did it, where it changes from the red sword to the blue sword, and I think it's really funny. And it was also at a time when Enchant Sword was ruling the world as like the best support, when it had the original awakening, when it just sat on the field and bloop, 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 just sat on the field and gave your entire field like bonuses or orbs just every so often. It was the best. It was the best. It was a time to be alive in the Rush Royale world. And so the $50 for that, or the $40 for a shaman. Very early on in my career, when co-op meant something, because co-op was infinite co-op, the only way to advance in that was for one person to have shaman. And when Demon Hunter was the best thing, I was co-oping with my ex, and she had like a really high level Demon Hunter that could reasonably, because Demon Hunter you could go infinite in when it was infinite co-op, when you could go into like round 3000 or whatever it was before, and she had a better Demon Hunter and a better setup, so I just needed a shaman, and I think at the time it was the only legendary that I couldn't pull. Like, I was just getting every other legendary except for a shaman, and a $40 shaman came into my offers, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it. And I bought a $40 shaman. And now I scrap every shaman. Now every shaman is a crystal to me. What a strange, what a weird turnaround that was. I was going to have my level 13 Blade Dancer, but I changed my mind after listening to you. It's funny that I could reach 350 million damage with level 9 Dark Inquisitor. Yeah, I think Blade Dancer is fine. I think Blade Dancer is very good for co-op. Because you can do this. You can just, build it and then win the game. Like, it's a very self-sufficient deck. Like, Floral Frenzy is a very self-sufficient deck. The Floral Frenzy is giving you damage over time. The Elegant Parry is constantly debuffing or cleansing. It's constantly cleansing you. It's cleansing you enough. It's not always cleansing you, but it's cleansing you enough. You don't have to do anything else. And then whenever you want to, you can then like actively start playing the game and then, upgrade all your stuff again and then scrapper and win. And it's a very easy deck to play in co-op because it's very low maintenance. And I like it because of that. I hate it in every other regard. In PvP, in tournament, it's not great. I'm going to get Kitsune'd. No, I'm not. I was very close to... That was pretty bad. Time to run through 60,000 mana that I've saved up here. Oh, just kidding. That was it. Never mind. I'm not going to run through 60,000 mana. But yeah, like it's good for that. It's good for running through co-op because co-op becomes like overly easy. But PvP, I was just struggling. Like when most decks have the ability to go into like doubles of billions of damage, I was like, my best game was like 6 billion damage. Like playing Blooming Dash, having all the strategy, having a max, Blade Dancer, max Knight Statue, max Portal Keeper, not that that matters, like a really high level, like reasonably high level, like Dryad, and then like Harlequin, I was just struggling so hard to do 6 billion damage. And like other decks, like a monk deck, if you like with my crit level, if I play a monk deck, like even my monk deck is reasonably good. I was beating things with like rogue. But even if I play like monk, like the damage potential for monk is just so much higher as well. With less effort than a Blooming Dash Blade Dancer deck. So as a person who mained Blade Dancer for so much of their career, like it's not great until they get Portal Keeper talents, and until those talents, like we know what those talents are. I think the breaking point for me to actively say, okay, you know what, Blooming Dash Blade Dancer is not great, was when they changed Portal Keeper for the Christmas event and allowed you to move anything of any level that was below the Portal Keeper level, which meant that you could use Scrapper instead of Dryad in your deck. Because then you could Scrapper a level 7 Blooming Dash field. You can Scrapper into a level 7 Blooming Dash field, and it still didn't matter. I was still like dying to like regular decks, like Inquisitor decks, Cultist decks. I was still dying to things, and I was doing like 8-9 billion damage, and it still didn't matter. Like they were just playing decks as they were regular decks, and I had that benefit of being able to level 7 my Blade Dancers in a Blooming Dash deck, and it still didn't feel like it mattered. And I was like, this card is just so fucking stupid. Like I was just so mad. I was so mad, and then I made that video, and I stand by it. I don't think until they change something about the functionality of Blooming Dash Blade Dancer or Blade Dancer or Portal Keeper, until they make big change, or Gadget, like there's a lot of things that they could change. And I could go back to that and be like, this is the greatest thing in the world again. But until they change it, it's one of the worst. In terms of like serious damage dealers, it is one of the worst. Having Dark Forest Magic on 3 items is tricky. It is. Forest is really good though, because I feel like most decks run Dryad, and something that having a counter spell on a Forest faction as one of your side things, like this one, you can use that in so many different decks. Because the way that it works right now is the thing that is in that faction. So right now, my amulet is spec to it's spec to Forest Faction and Magic Council. If a boss or mini boss is damaged by a Forest Faction or Magic Council, not necessarily killed, but at the very least hit by, and something else kills it, you will get the counter spell, and it won't just cure something that is Forest Faction or Magic Council. It'll cure anything. That anything is still random, but the fact that you don't even need to have the thing doesn't need to kill it is huge. And I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but I would take advantage of that. Can you please name a car? Toyota Corolla. That was an easy one. There's a part of me that thinks he meant card, but that also doesn't make sense. I don't know. He just wanted to hear me name a car. Here, I'll give you a second one for free. Ford Escape. Wish I could reach with level. Wish I couldn't. Continuation of this previous thing. I could reach 350 million damage with level 9 Dark Inquisitor, which I couldn't reach with the level 11 Blade Dancer with 2000 crit and epic equipment. Dark Inquisitor pushes so much harder than it should. And the fact that like a Dark Inquisitor deck can literally just exist as a 1-unit deck is insanity. It was even more insane when Dark Inquisitor was running the world, when you literally couldn't punch through the shield. That was it when it was really bad. When nothing could break the shield if you didn't have another Inquisitor on the... As long as you didn't have another Inquisitor on the field, nothing broke the shield. Like, I don't know if you were around for that time, but that's how it used to work. It used to work where as long as you didn't have another Inquisitor on the field, nothing broke the shield. You could literally just... It literally just sat there. You could just keep getting hit by boss after boss after boss. Then, when they made it to where it breaks the shield, people then started running Portal Keeper. So, and that was when before the Portal Keeper change, where Portal Keeper protected the unit and itself. So then you could just keep bloop, 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 bloop. It was dumb. Dark Inquisitor used to run the world even more than it already is. It's really good. It's much better than it should be. As a 1-unit thing, as a 1-unit powerhouse. Oh, like Dark Inquisitor, the fact that Dark Inquisitor could just exist on the field as one level 7 and a different deck can have like a full board of monks and like it does and like beat it is crazy. What level is this? Level 12? Should I actively play? I'm going to actively play because I'm going to play Rogue. At what level does Gadget become good for Cultist? I think you should run Mermaid with Cultist. I don't think you should run Gadget with Cultist. Oh, let's go. This video stream ends when I get a Shinobi. No. What's the best position here? Right here. Let's go here. You shouldn't run oh my god, what am I saying? You shouldn't run Gadget with Cultist. You should run Mermaid. Mermaid level 5. It needs it so much more than it needs. It doesn't need damage. It has so much damage. You don't need to run that. Double Shinobi! Let's go! That's crazy. The luck. The streamer luck. I'm going to play this game and then go back into chat. And we will start with Doosan, which is 26 people are watching. What? I just need to rest my vocal cords. I can already start to feel the itch. Shinobi! Probably because I'm yelling Shinobi. All right. Oh god. No! I had an out for that. Oh my god. Yeah, I have an out for that. Okay. Oh, let's do that. 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Let's go here. Oh, I can get a gold tile. Yeah, let's do that instead. No, you know what? This is fine. Let's go here. I'm going to move this away and then move this down so that I can free up the space. Oh boy. I'm going to get a level 6 Night Statue. I'm going to try to get a level 6 Night Statue. Oh! Woo-hoo. There are very few things that I could dislike. That's one of them, though. What do I do here? So that gives me a 2. Oh, all my hopes and dreams on a Dryad or a Harley Quinn. Yes! Let's go! Now I just need to get like a level 2 right there. Which I can basically do with anything. Shinobi! This is so broken. This is great. Let's go. Actually, yeah, if I make this a 3, I can go here. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. God, that's a lot of gold tiles. Can I get a Dryad? Nope. I can get a Dryad. I'm gonna copy this first. Shinobi! Obviously, if I can make this a 3. Which I can't. It's fine. Actually, I can get rid of this. I don't need that. Dryad. Dryad or Harlequin. Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Everybody trying to mid-max friggin' Crystal Mancer. You should be mid-maxing Shinobi. Oh my god. I am actively thinking to merge this out because just so that I can get the damage boost. Because I have nothing else. I feel like the damage boost would help me more than having just one extra Shinobi for no reason. Yep. 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 Two, 3. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I want to give this to the Slug Spike guy. Oh, that's a lot of Shinobis. Oh, that's a lot of Shinobis. What is the luck on this game? Oh my god, the luck on this game. Oh my god. The luck is strong with this one. This is the best Shinobi luck I've ever had. This is insane. Shinobi, like, when it wants to be good, is really good. And when it's bad, like, just watch that game that I specifically titled, this video ends when I get my first Shinobi. I don't even need to do anything. I'm just gonna leave this here. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this here and do something else. 26 people are watching what? I'm assuming you meant because I wasn't playing anything, and that's not the purpose of this stream. The purpose of this stream is to talk to people, because I like talking to people. So 26 people are watching me dispel information, or is that dispel information? Say information? Recite information about this game, because I'd rather do that than play this game. I don't feel like playing this game requires you to stream. Like, showing people, like, really good things doesn't really do anything for them. Like, watching a, 40-minute match of 2 Riding Hoods versus each other, like, I don't think that gives the viewer anything other than to say that Riding Hood is a very good card. And I'd rather, like, I'd rather obtain information that is valuable to me as a player. other than Riding Hood is a very good card. And so I don't necessarily feel the need to play games. I'd rather have people ask me about their games, and I'd rather talk about that and why I think that works, why I think that doesn't work, what do I think is better. I'd rather talk about things like that as opposed to how, like, oh, play a game with Spirit Master and see if you win. Like, I don't care. Like, I can do that on my own time. So I trust that the 18 people that are currently here, if my live chat counter thing is correct, I trust that when I had 26 people, they are here for that exact same reason. They just want to hear my thoughts about this game as opposed to watching me play something where I'm just sitting here doing nothing. Like right now, like this deck right now is now self-sufficient to where I don't really need to do anything. So I don't really feel the need to play this, and I'd rather talk about something else. I think level 10 Gadget is fine, but it truly shines once it's maxed with Heroic. I got all purple tiles when games last over 50 billion. Yeah, Small Shamer is just one of those. Small Shamer is such a maxed out gamer with his account. It's crazy. He is into that realm of doubles of billions of damage. Is Equilibrium better? Equilibrium is okay. So Equilibrium is easier to run as a newer player. Blessing is better if you're trying to go endgame, because you can't just win with a board of the same card. You have to have other cards. And this was no more prevalent than when, I don't know if you were here for the glitch, when people were running 1 unit decks. People had the ability to run like just 1 unit where every summon in and merge was 1 unit. And so people were running like monk decks, and it was just every merge or every single thing that they summoned in was a monk, right? And that worked early, and people were winning with that kind of deck. But once it got into like the serious leagues, like like League 9 or like League 9, League 10, League 11, like the serious leagues, once it got to the serious leagues, it didn't work, because you can't just run a deck without any support. And essentially, if you run Equilibrium, you're trying to max your entire board with Monk. You're going Equilibrium, Illumination. It's very good. But pro people would rather have infinite stacks that they can control, which is where Blessing comes in. And then with Blessing, you can also run Trapper, and you can run Witch. Theoretically, you can run Witch. You can run other things. And those other, you can run Enchant Sword efficiently, right? You can max every single, one of your monks to level 7, as opposed to hoping they will become a level 7 eventually if the game goes on forever, right? You could have an entire level 7 monk thing with 100 stacks, and instead of needing to run Illumination, you can instead run what's it called? I think you still run Illumination, but you could run theoretically the Cleansing one. I don't think the Cleansing one, actually, in that case, I don't think the Cleansing one would be better. But you could if you wanted to. I don't know. But yeah, I think Equilibrium is better at early if you want an easy game, if you don't want to think. But just understand that max players that run Monk, I think they run Blessing, because I think Blessing can take you a lot farther if you put in the time. It also forces you to use a growth tile, which mid-max players that are maxed everything, they require. You build everything on a growth tile. If you have a growth tile and you're trying to run Equilibrium, you probably will never get to max stacks on your growth tile. You just won't care. But when you're running Blessing, you can care. And that's what they do. they efficiently build on the blessing tile, and then they make sure that all of their other monks are also on the other growth tiles so that they can mid max their growth tile as well. So I think that blessing, even though it's much harder to run, it's better. But equilibrium is much easier to run. Who's Nate Dogg? Nate Dogg is in the house. I don't know who Nate Dogg is. Just my 2 cents. You'll always meet someone with more maxed out cards than you. That's true. That's how this game works. Unless you're A-Friend Gaming, then you won't. A-Friend Gaming he just maxed everything. And he is now part of the illustrious league of people with max everything. And it's good to see, because that guy spends so much. A-Friend Gaming, 6853. He's up there with Muck. I remember when Muck was the only person to max out everything, and I love to see that A-Friend Gaming is there too. It's very cool. $50 billion. Well, damn, I'm not near your level yet. Yeah, 50 billion. GD is OP. Yo, Tishan too, new subscriber. Thank you. Did I make a video about equipments? I do. I already have so technically I already have a video on equipments. The short version is spear, growth, mage robes. That's it. Everything else is very specific. If you run spear, growth, and mage robes, you probably have a good set of equipments. If you invest into those 3, you have a good set of equipments. There are specific cases where those don't matter. But if you max out a spear, mage robe, and growth tile, you will not regret it. The Necro Genie meta was brutal with last week's headhunting. I don't know. That's beyond me. I had to buy the Shaman too. I couldn't pull it either. Eventually you will get Shaman. I think that it's weird. Shaman used to be more important than it is currently. Back when I bought it, it was more important to have it than it is now. With Mermaid, Shaman doesn't work as well anymore. And with the change to Shaman, the multiple changes to Shaman and the functionality, it's much worse now as well. Back when I had it, or back when I bought it, I got much more value out of it. That's depreciated over time, but I mean, like, I wouldn't recommend anybody buy Shaman now. It's not great. Like, I think until people until Shaman gets talents, I don't think most people will ever even talk about Shaman as being like the most dominant thing like it used to be. Dark Inquisitor seems pretty washed. I don't know if washed is a what is it, a Gen Z term with Riz and whatnot, but I'm assuming that it sounds bad. So if you mean that Dark Inquisitor is bad, how pro people use it, they don't use it as strictly a damage dealer, because in the idea that it's just a damage dealer, it is bad. Pro people use it with Clock, and you go Dark Inquisitor Clock, and it doesn't work against every deck, because it obviously doesn't work against merge decks, like the Meteor deck or a Banshee deck that is unaffected by speed, but it basically works against every other deck. It also apparently doesn't work against Riding Hood. I've seen like maxed out Dark Inquisitor decks still lose to Riding Hood. Just nothing beats Riding Hood apparently. But yeah, like you don't use it as strictly a damage deck. It's good because of clock, but you also need a high level clock. So that's also a thing. Oh my god. Okay. Watch your last account update and you had a level 13 robot. Have you tried it purely in a DPS setup yet? How does it fare? My toner robot is at level 11 and I hear it gets good at 13. It does not get good at 13. It gets good at 15. The BRG 1000 or whatever it's called is the thing that makes it do a lot of damage. I think it's better at 13 because you get arms race and because you deal that much more damage. But I think at level 13, or is it 13? No, at level 15, mine is a level 13. I switched it and it changed. It didn't change the number under it. And it's because it always shows your current number. The BRG 1000 is gives it a lot more damage. But even in saying that, when you start battling, when everything that you battle starts becoming max DPS units, it's very hard for me to justify running a sub level 15. So like if you are starting to battle like max Demon Hunter decks, max Blade Dancer decks, max Monk decks, right? A level 13, anything below a level 15 is not gonna win. And so at that point, you just need to run whatever your level 15 is. And so if you're running a level 11 robot and you're saying, oh, if I get it to level 13, it'll start beating level 15s, the level 15s that I'm facing right now, it's not going to. You just have to have a level 15 in order to beat other level 15s. There are very few cards that can punch up, that can be a lower level and still beat something that is a higher level. Genie is obviously one of them. Riding Hood at high levels is one of them. But yeah, you need more than that. And it's not even the Genie that is doing that damage. I'm sorry. It's not even the robot that's doing the work. It's your secondary card. It's not a robot that is the thing that is beating the person. It's the shaman. It's the clock. You're not running a robot deck. You are running a toxic deck that just happens to have robot as its DPS. You are not looking at it as a DPS card. It is a toxic card that just also happens to damage as well. And it is a good damage dealer, but in a straight damage race, most other decks are going to beat it. You are winning because of your secondary support card. If you try running it as a straight damage card, most other things will just beat it because it doesn't do enough damage. I sent another friend request. He did. It's true. No, somebody did. I don't know. Lots going on over here. Pocket Curse also works that way. It says on kill, but works on hit. That's another one. Yeah, Pocket Curse and Counterspell. And both of those are like some of the best equipments as well. That will just do that you can obtain the effect by just hitting with whatever you have unlocked. So that is also a good information. If Dark Inquisitor was alone, he was invincible. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Back in the day when Dark Inquisitor was ruling the world. Ian Clark, Podgorica. Podgorica. Yo, man, how are you doing? I am doing good. I'm doing good because I'm able to interact in chat. Whenever I can interact in chat because enough people are actively commenting, that's when I am doing good. And a lot of people are, and it's to the point where I need to catch up. I have not seen her pull the Night Statue in months. Dry spell like Dryad was. Oh, you want to see a dry spell? I need one Inquisitor. I didn't get one all last month, and I've been waiting since the previous month, and I'm definitely not going to Book of Secrets this. I'm just going to wait. And so I haven't seen it for like at least 2 months. I just need one Inquisitor, and I will max out a Max Inquisitor. I just got like in my last 3 pulls, I pulled like every single thing that I already have maxed out. I think I pulled a Blade Dancer. I got an enchant sword in my shop, and I pulled a Night Statue. And all of them I've just immediately crystalled. I have 6 crystals right now. And I'm just waiting for one freaking Inquisitor. And I will max out Inquisitor. Dark Inquisitor is great as long as RNG doesn't flood you with Inquisitors when you're protecting your shield. I suppose that's a weird... See, that's the difference between a good Inquisitor player and a bad Inquisitor player. And these are the micro decisions that you have to make when you play Inquisitor. Like, when you start maining a card as your main DPS unit, you have to start thinking about it in terms of more than just playing cards. You have to understand how long it's going to take if you summon in an Inquisitor right now, and whether or not that is going to affect you. You have to start knowing how long it will go away. Will it go away before the boss comes out? Because if it doesn't, if it won't go away, and you open yourself up for that risk, that is a you problem, because you should know that number of seconds. And you should be able to equate that to how many seconds until the boss comes. Because they give you that time. They give you the amount of time that it's not a mystery. Like how much time the next boss is going to come. And so you as an Inquisitor player have to know, if I summon in, is this going to open me up to maybe getting Bedlam, maybe getting King Pudding or Dark Priested. But yeah, that's a decision that you have to make. I usually die with my max Riding Hood in triple bosses. I feel like that definitely shouldn't be happening. Although I could see that if Riding Hood is the only thing that you have maxed, and you didn't max the support units like the Witch or the Night Statue, that's going to efficiently get rid of the amount of damage that you have the ability to deal overall. I could see your crit percentage being a thing. I could also see you just making bad decisions being a thing as well. Riding Hood isn't about just eating everything. It's about eating efficiently, from what I see. I don't know how to play Riding Hood because, again, I have a level 8. I don't have anything that I have less than a level 15. I can't play with. And so you have to have efficient support units as well as an efficient DPS unit. And that's why max decks are maxed in every way. They don't just work because they have the cards just unlocked. They work because of all of the other bonuses that they're getting at max. So even though Riding Hood and Genie might be the best, you could still not do as much damage because you don't have max everything. And that's why, like Summoner. The difference between a level 9 Summoner and a level 15 Summoner is very large. Not having like the level 13 talent and the level 15 talent is severely going to it hurt your the overall damage that you can do. The difference between a level 11 or a level 9 Witch and a level 11 Witch is extreme. Not being able to insta-kill things to make your boss rounds easier is a big thing. And then the difference between an 11 and a 15 is going to affect your Gift of the Raven. Having a 15, you're going to get so much more damage for doing the same amount of work. So I could see it. I could see both things being a thing. Like you can't just max out a DPS unit anymore and have it and just win, because you used to be able to do that before. And now, because support cards have gotten talents and are so much better than what they are, that's the new like power creep. Because before, when it was just based on your DPS damage and all, like, you know, Harlequin only did the one thing, Dryad only does the one thing, Summoner only does the one thing. No matter what level you have them at, it didn't matter. None of that mattered. So you could run a level 7 Harlequin, you could run a level 7 Dryad because it just did the one thing. But now that higher level things give you higher bonuses and better bonuses, that is also contributing to how much damage your DPS unit can do. And that's why you have to max out everything. You can't just max out one thing anymore. Thought you knew Nate Dogg. He's a Rush Royale content creator. I don't know all of the content creators. There's so many. There's a lot. Did somebody send me something? No. There we go. I want to know what you spent in total. Yet again with this question. I addressed this a long time ago. I don't necessarily want to go into it again, but I equate it to buying gas in a car. And I feel like every time anybody ever asks that question, which is a lot, as you can see, as you've now seen, 2 people have asked this question. If I were to ask you how much you spent in gas for your car, and you said, you know, $100,000 over the course of the time you've had your car, right? I would look at you and be like, oh my God, that's so insane. Like, if you walked everywhere, you could, oh my God. If you walked everywhere, you could have saved that amount of money and you could bought a house, right? I feel like the reason why people ask me how much I've spent in this game when they look at my account, it's because they think that I've spent like thousands of dollars. And that might actively be true. I might have spent thousands of dollars. But I've also, in the same way that, you know, when you spend $20 of gas in your car and you don't think about that $20, I've never really thought about the amount that I've ever spent in this game as being a lot. When I buy like a premium pass for $11 or whatever it is, I don't even know what it is anymore. When I buy a premium pass for $11, let's do this again. If I buy a premium pass for like $10, right? And I do 12 of those a year, right? $120. You could potentially look at that $120 and be like, you spent $120 on a mobile game. And if this is the one thing that I do like consistently, and this is like my source of entertainment, that never feels as big as it is if you added it all together. In the same way that when you buy gas for your car, it never feels that big. It just feels like a thing that you do. It's just like, and so even if I had a number, even if I said I spent $20,000 in this game, I don't know. I'm just pulling a number out there. Yes, that's a lot of money. But if I also said that I have been playing this game for 30 years or whatever, I don't know, I'm just going to make up another number. If I've been playing this game for 30 years and over 30 years, I've spent, you know, $10 a month over the course of that amount of time. Like, it's still that big of a number, but it's never mattered to me. Like, I've never felt poor because I've played this game. And I can see like the argument that, you know, like other people, they free to play this game because it is a free to play game. And that's why I have my secondary account. And my secondary account has a reasonable amount of crit percentage because you don't need to spend anything in this game. to play this game. The account that I've used, that I've only bought the premium pass twice, and that's all I've spent on this account. I have every legendary that's not an event legendary. My max unit is a level 13 Demon Hunter. And if this loads, which it will never load, I have 2853% crit. There are some people playing this game right now that don't even have 2000 crit. And I have 2853 crit on an account that I've only bought the premium pass twice. Like, it's not hard. This, like, if you want to, like, free to play this game, like, you can. On that account, I don't have a level 5 mermaid. I have like a level 6 gadget. I have like a level 9, night statue. I have like very low level legendaries. But I mean, if you want to free to play this account, you can. And I almost recommend it. If you just wanted to buy like the premium pass every month, you can do that. It depends on the entire like buying in this game. It depends on what you feel is a reasonable amount that will not make you homeless per month. And whenever you think that it's starting to become excessive, stop. Just stop spending money. There are smart ways to spend money in this game. And yes, I've spent a lot. I probably have spent a lot. But I also have a lot to show for it. And I can make content. I don't know. It's all worth it to me. Play the level 14 Inquisitor in the next co-op. It's not good. The difference between a level 14 Inquisitor and a level 15 is pretty big. I can literally just swap this in, and I don't like playing it. I don't like playing it specifically because I don't like actively having to cleanse. It's really annoying to me. In fact, I might even run Mermaid. I will play it in the next co-op if somebody wants to co-op. I'm working on the support units, yes. My crit is 4,500. How do you have more? What was your original question? Now I'm wondering what your original question was. I have a level 13. I usually die with my max riding hood in the first 3. You have a max riding hood and you die to triple bosses? That's insanity. That has to be like you just don't know how to play Riding Hood, right? If you have 4,500 crit and a max Riding Hood and you barely get to triple bosses, like, what is your best damage game? Like, that can't be, right? Do you have like level 7 support units? Like, what are your support unit levels in that game? That shouldn't be a thing. I have a level 13 Epic Spear, but I don't have Kingdom of Light. And should I risk it and hope to get the faction on the Legendary Spear? Epic already... If you're saying you have an Epic and neither one is Legendary... I'm sorry. Neither one is Legendary. Neither one is Light faction, and you're hoping for the Legendary one, I wouldn't do that. That's a weird hope. Moving from rare to epic and not having or upgrading that and hoping that your main faction bonus is light is a reasonable hope. Moving from epic to legendary and just solidifying that, that's a humongous waste of resources. You have to get this to a 15 to then hope that your third faction is legendary, is light. I wouldn't do that. That's a waste. That's an incredible waste. Because if it's not, you've wasted all of the commons to get there, all of the rares to get there, and then all of the epics to get there. That's a lot of equipment shards that you can't easily just get. That sounds like a giant waste. He's tripping. Who is? I don't know who's tripping. Is it Henry Beasley with his 4,500 level 15 Riding Hood, but can't get to triple bosses? If that's the case, then yes, he may be tripping. Someone in my clan is playing Riding Hood with Scrapper and Chemist to take advantage of this faction blessing, to giving you a lot of mana control if you don't have a level 15 Zeus. 15% mana, so you're getting what, 30% mana? 40, you get 45% mana because Riding Hood is also techno. That's crazy. I like that. I like men. Mary Welch says, I like men. That's good to hear. Jamie Perez says T. That is also good to hear. Burned a tree. I'm going to skip over. Men are cool. Yep. Men are cool. That is also good to hear as well. I get in 3 waves of triple bosses before RNG and virus or something like that hits all of the time. It's my bad RNG. I am usually playing max decks as I am building my supports. No, but what are your supports? Like, what are the levels of the support cards in your Riding Hood deck? That is my question. And if anybody else wants to play co-op, you can just add me and suggest a co-op, and I can give you theoretically free co-ops. But somebody wants to watch me lose with my level 14 Inquisitor, so I might not be giving you a free co-op. Are you saying that all of your supports are level 13? What are the supports in that deck? I don't play. Is Small Shamer still here? Like, what are the supports in like a Riding Hood deck? Oh, I wonder if I could find a Riding Hood. I wonder if I could find somebody who's playing Riding Hood. Frost variant. How interesting. Is everybody playing Frost? Is that the new thing? There's no way that's the new thing. Maybe that's the new thing. I did not think that I would be asking about a max level Frost. Do you have a max level Frost? I don't know what I thought would have been in that slot as opposed to Frost, but I did not think that Frost would have been... Hang on. Let me go to 9. Yeah, this seems like more of what I thought. All the Riding Hoods I faced today were using Frost. Yeah, maybe that's a thing. Interesting. Um, okay. I guess we'll go with that. Knight statue, witch, and you have a max dryad. What is your knight statue and your witch? They also use it to be Banshee Corsair with Ice Walk. Yeah, I can see that. Because it gets rid of all traps. That seems pretty good. And then it speeds up monsters. Yeah, that seems pretty good. But I mean, even without that, like, even if we're saying not Frost, I need to understand why somebody with a 4,500 9 Knight statue. Wait, which is a 9? Knight statue is a 12, but I don't use that deck. So what's your deck? It's like I'm pulling teeth with you, Henry Beasley. Come on. Come on, Henry Beasley. We need to know what's in your Max Riding Hood 4,500% crit I die to triple bosses deck. He's going to be like Riding Hood, Boreas, Inquisitor, Blade Dancer, and Cultist. That's my deck. That's the deck that I use. And Riding Hood is terrible. I eat everything and it doesn't work. I don't know. That's what I say. That's what I'm saying. Shaw 4488. Co-op anyone? Everybody always asks for co-op in clans. As in as many clans as I've been in, people always ask for co-op as opposed to just posting a co-op. Just post, like just open up a thing and post your co-op and then just sit there. And guess what? People will understand that you want to play co-op and then they will join. But if you ask and then you go and play PvP, what does that accomplish? Let me get my other iPad. No, I truly understand how to play this game. We're starting to doubt that. Like having a Max Riding Hood with 4,500% crit, like having what most people would kill for as like the best unit in this game with like a very high crit percentage, but dying to triple bosses is insanity. Like the beginning of triple bosses, like getting to like the third triple boss. That's crazy. That's like low billions. That's like 1 billion damage. I think Riding Hood is as good as Genie. I think they're the top two best decks in this game right now. Mostly because not enough people play the percent deck. And because people are actively trying to kill off the percent deck because it's too good. With Frost. It's forcing people to use Frost so that they can run Ice Walk. Just so that they can kill off percentage decks. Percentage deck. Percentage deck. This is a 21 billion damage game. And because he didn't use Frost, no, it's the percentage deck. Never mind, it's not the Banshee deck. It's the percentage deck with the Meteor. Yeah, this is a 21 billion damage game. This is a 30 billion damage game. I mean, even like if you go to like 9, 3 billion? You have a max Genie and a max Riding Hood. I almost want to say, what is your question? Ugh. Max Genie and Max Riding Hood are the best things in this game. I feel like you shouldn't be struggling at all. You should be struggling against like mirror matches. And that's not really struggling. Like when you have the ability to beat everything else and you're struggling against just the other deck, the same deck, I think that's a good position to be in. I don't know what your question is. Ugh. My throat is killing me. I am talking way too much. I'm going to hand the mic over to you. How about you guys talk? The one thing about streaming, I just have to continuously talk about something. I need to set up a camera so you can see my couch. I'll just have the couch cam. Like yeah, see, like there's a certain point that you get into this game where luck isn't a thing anymore. There's so much control in cards that like for example, when I'm playing co-op with my like Blade Dancer deck, like this deck, right? Oh god. Where'd it go? When I play co-op with this deck, right? Is there luck involved? I guess. Like, could I potentially get 4 Knight statues, merge 2 Knight statues and get 2 Knight statues, and then merge those 2 Knight statues and get 1 Knight statue? Yeah, sure. That could happen. But the rarity of that occurring is so low that I cannot base a statement like, oh, I can only get to triple bosses. That would be like me saying, oh, I don't always beat level 13 because sometimes I get screwed. That occurrence should be so low that it's not even something that you would even bring up. The fact that you said that you only get to triple bosses, like early triple bosses, means that that happens to you often. And I feel like Riding Hood at max level with 4,500% crit, you should be getting so much farther than that. Like you should be starting your game at triple bosses. Like that's where the game really starts. And saying that it's all based on luck, it doesn't feel like it's based on luck. Like you should be going so far beyond just the beginnings of triple bosses. With that crit, with that unit, with all of that. I mean, I can get to early triple bosses with a rogue deck. I think. Maybe. I mean, I think I can get to like first triple boss with like a rogue deck. I don't think like there has to be something happening Um, what hero are you using with Riding Hood? I was just commenting but Riding Hood, I just had trouble with playing it. I deleted the deck for Genie, so I can't remember what I was using. I got late round 3 bosses, and I got bedlammed. Are you talking about one time when you got to triple bosses and you got bedlam? Like, you're saying all of this as a fact that like you can't get past. Like, how many games have you played? Like, you're saying very definitive statements. Like, oh, I always died at early triple bosses because I got bedlammed. And it's just like, but how often does that happen? And how come you can't beat it? Like, that's my question. My question is like, Riding Hood has the ability to do so much damage. And I'm trying to figure out why, as a 4,500 crit player with a max Riding Hood, why you're not able to do more. And it's not just, I happen to get bedlammed. I'm not saying like, how did the game end? I'm saying like, why aren't you doing like hundreds of billions of damage? Like, that's my question. I don't know how to play Riding Hood. I've tried playing like a level 8 Riding Hood, and it's not good. It's not good early. Because especially with no talons. This game is Rush Royale. It's just kind of blowing my mind. And does nobody want to play co-op? My highest damage game was 4 billion at 2,500 crit. Yeah, I also have less crit. And with Blooming Dash Blade Dancer, I've done like 10. I've done like 9 or 10. I think that was like my highest. And I also have less than 4,500 crit. And I am admitting that Blooming Dash Blade Dancer is not the best card. And Riding Hood is one of the top like 3 best cards right now. How did you not know what this game is, but your favorite deck is Minotaur Meteor? Now I'm confused. Did somebody hack your account and comment, what is this game? What? Somebody hacked into his account and commented, what is this game? And then he commented, my favorite. Oh, he's joking. That was a joke. Asking what is this game was a joke. Many in my clan with max Riding Hood are saying Riding Hood is not playable without a level 15 Zeus. Why? Because you not only have to like summon in to upgrade it, but you also have to summon in to eat stuff. So it's almost requiring like double summon-ins in order for it to do stuff. I could see that. Because if it's sitting on a Zeus tile, like it can just upgrade by itself. And then you can eventually just move it to a Zeus tile again and then wait for it to upgrade again. So at the very least, that's minusing one of the things that you have to do. But I guess if you don't have it, you need to like summon in to upgrade it and summon in to eat stuff, which requires you to summon in more. I could see that. But I mean, like, that's the risk reward that you get for playing that unit. It's like a growth tile. I think growth tile was much harder to use than a magic amulet, but like the benefit that you're getting from it is why you're doing it. Now they've added love to shorts. I don't know what that means. You have to max Dryad stacks, Witch stacks, and Night Statue stacks while focusing on positioning. Plus, writing to merge 7 is too much work without free upgrades from Zeus. Maxing Dryad stacks is just summoning in. Witch stacks are always a problem. And then it feels bad when you get to 30 and then you find yourself still merging out witches and you're like, why did I struggle with this? Night Statue stacks, because it normally runs Spear. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know how to play Riding Hood. I've seen Riding Hood games a couple of times, and it looks good. Like, I am always amazed at how much damage it has the ability to do and how quickly it does it when it has max. And it's just like doing that claw animation. And that claw animation is just going crazy. I don't have equipment. Show me your equipment. I don't have equipment. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Ha 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 ha. See, I can joke too. Ha ha. And I can waste time. Not playable as in not going beyond 200 billion damage with Riding Hood. Yeah, it's not playable. It's terrible. 200 billion damage is awful. What a terrible nerfed card. Oh god. Sorry, I got something in my eye, and then I started rubbing it, and then it felt worse. And I was like, maybe I should wash my hands before I rub my eye. It was like dust or something, I don't know. That was wacky. Ugh. Okay. So by this logic, any other... What's DD? Is also not playable without Zeus level 15? What's DD? From Dexter's Laboratory? DD is not playable without a level 15 Zeus? We'll never know. Will we? Will we ever know? Damage dealer. I don't think so. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But maybe there's just like... I mean, like, micromanaging is this game. Spearmaster and Meteor. Because Spearmaster upgrades itself. Meteor doesn't need to necessarily upgrade because they're always merging. I don't know. See, like, these are 7,000 and above questions. This is the realm of, like, I'm in the 7,000 league. How do I get to 9,000? I'm only at 7,500. How do I get to 9,000? Like, that's the realm of this kind of question right now. I don't know. I have no realm of thinking of that. I'm just trying to get to 69 consistently. I've done 7 billion on level 10 Riding Hood. Yeah, it would seem that Riding Hood is very strong. It would seem that if you had a max Riding Hood and you had 4,500% crit, that you could go very far. very far beyond beginning triple bosses and dying to Bedlam. I don't understand that. I don't understand that statement. I feel like somebody who has a max unit, they probably play that unit a lot. And to say that they don't know how to play that unit is madness to me. Like, I feel like you would play that until you could push it as far as you could go. You would figure out every kind of nuance. You would figure out everything. You would figure out the problems. You would figure out how to solve the problems. You would substitute your own cards that are good. You would understand what cards would be good if you had them. You would get those cards. You would focus on them. Like, you would push that card as far as you could possibly go. It is wacky to me to think that, like, a person who has a max Riding Hood and a max Genie and 4,500 crit dies to triple bosses because of Bedlam. Like, early, like, level, like, third triple boss Bedlam. That is wacky to me, because I was doing that with, like, Blade Dancer. I don't understand. And I don't even want to say they nerfed Riding Hood, because they definitely didn't. It's one of the most dominant decks out there. And I was like, I have to understand this, because it doesn't make any sense. Smoker player. I'm assuming you're giving me this so that you can play co-op. One, 2, 0, 8, 2, 8, 5, 5. There we go. I'm assuming we can do double DPS. I don't need, I actively don't need you to do anything. And so the only way you can help me is by killing monsters. You don't have to kill monsters, but it would make this quicker. And that's the only way you can help me. I'm assuming the person that wanted me to play an Inquisitor is not here anymore. What level is this? I didn't even notice. Why aren't there any levels on the top? What's happening? This is PvP. That's what's happening. You sent a PvP. You sent training as opposed to co-op. Floor 13. There we go. Let's try this again. We did it! I'm gonna save my voice, so I will catch up to chat after this. Damn it. Not what I wanted to do. that was close. You know what? That's fine. I struggled hard against a mirror match game when they have max support units and mine are sub 15. I was just commenting on my failure at having max support units at that level. I have 6 max DPS units, but sub 15 support cards. I just got a max Dryad. I wasn't talking about you, just commenting with my experience on the general matter. If the only thing that you're struggling with are mirror matches, that's a good position to be in. Like, are you beating everybody else, though? I feel like Riding Hood decks should be beating everything else. If the only thing that you're struggling with is the mirror match, that's what you should be struggling with. But if my only thing is that if you're not beating like Blade Dancer decks or Boreas J decks or Cultist decks, or like robot decks, that's where I would question your crit percentage and your like you having a max Riding Hood. As like the best damage unit in this game, it's weird to me to think that it's not, that there is a world where it's not good. That even if you didn't have max like support units, I don't have like a max summoner, and summoner is a big thing. I don't have a max Dryad. Like I have a max Night Statue, and that's why I was using with Blooming Dash Blade Dancer. But Blade Dancer is not great. And I was doing like 10 billion damage. Like 7 billion damage on average. And I was getting like pretty far into triple bosses. And Blade Dancer is not good. And Riding Hood is very, very good. And I knew that if I just switched out my DPS unit for literally anything else, I would go much further. Or at the very least, it would be easier to go much further. I'm beating them when I get them, but matchmaking gives me the harder decks. Like that's just what you're gonna get at 4,500 crit. That is your new life at 4,500 crit. That is gonna be every game. This is also why I don't I don't care about PvP. Because then you start going into these kinds of debates. Like having max things and not doing well and just hating life. Like hating that you don't do well, cause even though you have the max stuff. And I feel like even as a 4,500 crit player with max Riding Hood, you still look at those other decks as pay to win decks, right? Because they have like max support cards. But that's what this game is. It's not pay to win. It's pay to play better people. You could have a max Riding Hood and max, Gadget, and other people will just have a max Riding Hood with a max Zeus and a max Genie and a max, like that's just what, that's your new world. That's what happens. You just play harder people. You have 4,000 crit, they have 5,000 crit. You get 5,000 crit, they have 6,000 crit. Like that's what this game is. And that's why I don't like to put too much into you don't that you don't have to put too much into PvP. So Morgan Graham said hi, then capitalized the H, and then said be quiet, and then said yes, and then said sorry. That was a weird stream of comments. That was a strange stream of comments. Truly one of the greatest stories ever told. I like that, like, hi, did the first hi feel like a typo? And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That was the beginning of a sentence. You're like, capital H, hi. And then I don't know who the be quiet was to. If you're telling me to be quiet, that's strange. I think that's strange is the nicest thing that I could possibly say. This is a stream. I think if you're looking for somebody to be quiet, you're on the wrong channel. You're looking for Momo Royale. You're looking for his very quiet channel. But maybe he was telling himself to be quiet. Maybe he was like, I corrected the H because it wasn't capital. And then he was like telling himself, be quiet. It was okay without an uppercase. It can be a lowercase h. It's fine. Summoner 13 is awesome against meteors or when we both get flipped at the same time. Summoner 13, it gives like, what does it do? I know it gives you like some incremental growth. Is it like better? I think is it better crit? I don't understand what 13 and 15 do. I just know that they give you incremental growth. Because I don't have it, I haven't really looked into it. I just know that is the reason why people run it. Because even at a quick glance, you can see that it's good. Anything that says, oh, if you do this thing, it gives you incremental growth. You get a bigger percentage over the course of time. And then when you summon in a unit, you get that effect again. I don't actually know what it specifically does. Because I am far away from a level 13 summoner. I think I can get a level 10 right now. Summons the speedy monsters? Summoner? Do you get speedy monsters with summoner? That's crazy. I didn't even realize it does that. What am I doing? I have a secondary account. I have another phone that I could be using. Gift, right? Merging the Oracle will accumulate spirits. When Summoner summons a unit, it gives all the players' units a 1% damage bonus for each accumulated spirit. The damage is increased. Are you talking about Wrath? When the Summoner summons a unit, it sends an evil Flamewing into the opponent in proportion to merge rank. Upon death, the Flamewing will reduce the speed of the opponent's units by 40% for 5 seconds. The duration is increased by 0.3 for each of the spirits. After 10 spirits, it's possible to activate them using replacements. When the Summoner summons a unit, it sends an evil Flamewing to the opponent. Okay. I feel like most people use Gift of the Ancestors, and I don't think I've ever seen a game where somebody was using the other one. Interesting. Blade Dancer or Inquisitor to level 13? Inquisitor to level 15. And then I would stop investing in Blade Dancer. That would be my... Oh, I didn't even realize we were at the end of this game. Should I have been doing more than this? Maybe. Are we gonna barely beat this because I wasn't trying? We we barely beat this because I wasn't trying. But we beat it, and that's all that matters. Summoner 13 is awesome. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Inquisitor to 15. And I would stop investing into Blade Dancer. Blade Dancer is not good. As a player who has a maxed out and has been playing Blade Dancer forever, Blade Dancer has never been, nor is not, nor has it ever been meta. It has never been a meta card that needed to be nerfed. It has been buffed ever since it came out, and people regard that it needs to be buffed again. Inquisitor has been nerfed multiple times, and it's still a played deck today that is currently in the meta. But if you max out a Inquisitor, which is better than a Blade Dancer, you're also going to have to max out either a Knight statue as well as a clock. Because an Inquisitor that's level 15 is going to be better than an Inquisitor that's either 11. So I have a 14 Inquisitor. I have a 14 Inquisitor, and I've never noticed a noticeable difference after 11. So obviously at 11 you get you get the Purification Talent, which is the best thing for Inquisitor when you're running Knight of Light. Or if you're running Shield of Faith, that is the best talent. 13, so 11, from the damage that I was doing from level 12 to now level 14, I've never felt a difference. There's never been an obvious difference in either Ronin or Unity. If I'm going up against a level 15 anything else, I will still die. But the level 15 hammer and being able to deal 777% damage and stunning a target for 4 seconds is so big that it changes the amount of power your Inquisitor is going to do. So if you have it at 11, just understand that from 12 to 14, you're not even going to feel a difference until you get to level 15. And level 15, it's going to be a big jump. You're going to feel a lot of difference. But Inquisitor is better. Just invest into Inquisitor. It will do much more for you, and it is much more versatile than a Blade Dancer. Because you can either run the damage variant, which is Light Inquisitor, and you can just go damage, like Light Inquisitor, Chemist, or Sharpshooter, or whatever. Or you can do the Toxic version, which is Dark Inquisitor with Clock. I do think Dark Inquisitor with Clock is better, but I think Light Inquisitor with the damage variant is better. And it's a better version of this deck. This deck, you literally just sub in an Inquisitor, and it's probably better. If you go light route, light, Purification, Unity, Hammer, it's just better than Blade Dancer. Yeah. How are you so good? I'm okay. Because I play this game every day, all the time, and I think about this game more than a lot of people. Then that's to say, I don't just play this game, I theory craft. And theory crafting is much more fun to me than playing this game. I like figuring out why decks work, or what would make a deck better, or what's a more interesting use of a card for a deck. I like patch notes. I like all the things that a lot of people don't like. A lot of people just say what's the best deck, right? I feel like that's an easy question that everybody asks. What's the best deck, right? I ask, why is that the best deck? I think that's a more interesting question than what's the best deck. If you want to know what the best deck is, just go to Rush Royale TV, go to Worldwide, go to Worldwide, go to 16. These are the best decks. There you go. That's it. These people that have 8,000 trophies and max everything, those are the best decks. Just copy that, you have the best deck, right? I don't think that that's very interesting of a question more than, and you know, like more than why is that the best deck? What makes that the best deck? Why at those levels do they run that? Why don't they run something else? The more you play this game and the more you are willing to ask yourself those questions, as opposed to, you know, make me a deck, make me the best deck with these cards, the more you're willing to ask yourself, why is this the best deck? Is this the best deck? Should I be using this card? What if I use this other card? Is this better? If you ask yourself those questions, you will become better at this game. Just in a microcosm, like a very simplistic way of, you know, if you think that I'm good at this game, that's the only reason. It's because I ask myself, you know, like, oh, instead of using Night Statue, why don't people run Banner? Banner gives you, you know, more attack speed. Why would you go through the trouble of trying to build stacks on a Night Statue? You know, like, just use Banner, right? And then you use Banner and it's fine, and then you start losing, and then you're like, huh, maybe if I worked harder and I built stacks on my Night Statue and I actively tried to get those stacks higher, you would go further, because Banner doesn't have talents. It doesn't have a way of getting any better than when you make it a level 7. You could make a Night Statue a level 7 and then add stacks to it based on the abilities of both Sharpened Spear and Covenant of Veterans, not including any of the other talents, and it can become better than just being a banner by itself. But then what if you have a level 7 Night Statue, but you have a level 15 Banner? Oh, well, in that case, then Banner is better because you have a higher level version of it, and you will have a higher percentage of attack speed, even though you're losing the crit chance. These are the questions that I think of. These are the things that I think of 24/7. I just think of, like, why do people use this instead of this? I'm going to use that. And then I play a couple games and I use that thing that's obviously worse. And then I realize, oh, that's why pro people are using that, as opposed to that thing is much better if you work harder for it. Anyway, that's my long answer for that. The toxic right side talent, not the, oh yeah, the summoner thing. I've beaten 2 top meteor players just from the talent alone. The first demon ate all the hearts. You can time it with the Gorgon, Kitsune, and King Pudding. That's crazy. You know what's funny? And I always wanted to make a thing about it, but I never did. You can do the same thing with Vampire, and I think it's really funny. Max Vampire, if you summon in if you have the max talent and you have the King Vampire and you eat something right before they're going to get damaged, you can kill them with the white. I think that's really funny. That's a really funny way to win. It's almost as bad as, like, the old school, like, them getting Gorgoned by their entire field and you just going Mari bloop. Just be like, oh, there you go. Now that you can't kill my Mari token, you're dead. I think that's also another, what's it called? A vampire kill is so satisfying as well. Thank you, Chill Stream. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. How do you use all of your token doublers? I have 63,000 of them. I don't think you mean 63,000. Do you mean 63? You can't have 63,000 token doublers. If you're talking about this, you have 63,000? Are you kidding? That's madness. That is complete and utter madness. Do you not care about like do you not care about like progressing through this? How did you obtain 63,000? So essentially, every time you would get a token, every time you play co-op, right, and you get 80 tokens, or you use up 80 of your available, right, you are also taking that amount from your extra. You do have to just wait for your storage to replenish. But how do you have 63,000? That's madness. Like, do you complete the pass every month? You have to screenshot that and send it to Discord. And some developer will ban you for glitching the game. Like, is that what it is? The progress packs? Do you buy a lot of packs? That's madness. That is absolute madness. What is it? Like a support pack? No. An assault pack? Is it like the sale packs? 4,200 token doublers? That's madness. That's a ridiculous amount. I guess if you bought a couple of these, magic crystals as well. That's crazy. That's a lot of buying. I don't know. That's madness. You should be like completing premium pass every single month then. And that's just you just have to run through them with co-op playing. It's much easier to run through it with co-ops than it is to win PvP. Ugh. I think I'm gonna need to save my vocal cords and end this stream. I feel like this has been a sufficiently long stream, and my throat is starting to burn. So thank you guys for joining my stream, and I will catch you guys next time.